Anti-government protesters took to the streets across the country, calling for the immediate step down of Saleh and his regime. Protesters in Taz expressed their outrage at the continued crackdown on anti-government tribesmen. Here in Sana'a, the demonstrators called on the newly established council to speed up its work in order to achieve the revolution's goals.
We call on the National Council to swiftly implement our revolution's goals, and we send the message to the regime's remnants that we are relentless and continue our peaceful revolution, and we will not be dragged into a civil war. We also congratulate our youth in the Abiyan Governorate on their victory, which is the start of another close victory.
Meanwhile, Yemeni Defense Ministry announced its victory over what it believes to be members of Al-Qaeda in Ju'ar, Abiyan Governorate, and that its forces have cleaned up the city. However, the defected general claimed also his victory over what he described the regime's armed men, accusing the government of handing over the city to militants. As Yemen's Ali Abdullah Saleh is facing a growing international and domestic pressure to hand over his power to his deputy, he told the ruling party's delegation that he will authorize his deputy Abdurrabbu Mansour Hadi to negotiate with the coalition of opposition parties. All the disputing parties considered the Arab-mediated initiative as the only way out of the current political crisis. It has been reported that the Persian Gulf Cooperation Council would hand over Yemen's file to the United Nations Security Council. Such news hasn't been confirmed by the Council's Secretary General.
A number of
news websites circulated reports of handing over of the Yemeni file to the UN Security Council. But the Persian Gulf Cooperation Council's initiative is still the best solution for the Yemeni crisis and can avert the country's descent into a looming civil war. We have witnessed growing tension between protesters and government forces, especially following Eid al-Fitr. Therefore, the Persian Gulf Cooperation Council's initiative is seen as the only solution by the Yemeni people and all disputing parties.
The initiative calls on Saleh to hand over his power to his deputy in exchange for immunity from prosecution. Ali Saleh is still in Saudi Arabia and hasn't returned since he left for treatment of wounds sustained on June 3rd attack that targeted his palace. Political analysts say the Yemeni political situation is still far from over, as tension is still building up between regime's forces and defected army, threatening the eruption of a long civil war. Mohammed Al-Attab, Press TV, Sana'a.